It's gonna be.
All right. Shit. I guess we live. Nope. This is not. This is not a prank. This is absolutely the real deal, man. Doing something just a little bit different today, but Lloyd Pierce has been fired. He has been fired as the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks
They got
head coach,
they
man.
got him the kid made Matumbo finger like
Yeah,
no 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 no.
yo, man.
Wow.
We had a semi rant not too long ago. But Jesus Christ, man. I don't even know I honestly don't even know what to say and think about other than goddamn, it's about freaking time. It's about freaking time, man. Good God. What the hell took so long? That's my thing. What the hell took so long?
Well, from what I'm thinking is, well, what the issue was is it was the expectation. Now they felt like if they brought in pieces to help build this team, um, like I said, they were banking off his reputation for helping building up that Philadelphia 76ers team. They were thinking they was hoping that he was gonna have that same success here. But as time came on, he started reverting to those Larry Drew vibes, and you remember how that went.
Ooh, boy. I forgot all about Larry Drew until you brought that up.
Yeah. But he should, but like I said, he should have known he was on the short lease when they brought in Nate McMillan as the assistant head coach.
Mm-hmm. That right there, that move really shocked me. I didn't see that coming.
I don't think anybody did.
I don't think anybody would have caught. Like, I don't think anybody would have seen that coming. To be honest, Nate McMillan is he's not a backup coach. He is a head coach in this league, and for them to bring in him, and one of the most frustrating things for me with this team is that not only do you have Trae Young not playing. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say Trae is playing bad, but there's absolutely no I don't know what he's trying to accomplish with this team. That's the most frustrating thing. What the hell are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to, develop young talent? Are you trying to make Trae I don't know if you want Trae to be the guy. I don't know if you want Collins to be the guy. Like, I don't know what the hell you're trying to do. That's the most frustrating part. What is your plan? No one seems to know what the plan is.
I mean, you can kind of tell by the way that he coaches on the sideline because you really don't see no emotion. He mismanages lineups. Like I said, he leave in guys longer than they need to be. And as you could kind of tell by that Hawks offense, it was more like, okay, Trae, here's the ball. Here's the ball. Everybody just look like you're doing something, and that's what it looked like out there. And like I said, I didn't really see the leadership. And like I said, when people start comparing you to Dan Quinn, you know your job is. Well, let me tell you about when they start comparing your ass to Gilbert, your ass is grass.
You damn your grass. I think what you said as far as like the leadership, there was a game earlier this year. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember this, but like this is where I said to myself, Lloyd has to go. There was a stretch of games where that Trae wasn't getting any calls. Like he wasn't getting anything. The refs were picking on him. He was obviously getting fouled. He wasn't getting calls. There was this situation with he and his idol, Steve Nash, where they were, they kind of pick at him a bit. And I saw nothing. I saw nothing from the head coach. They're clearly fouling this guy during the game, and we don't see anything. No emotions from LP. He's sitting on the sidelines with his arm folded, doing nothing. Trey is cussing the refs out, and you have like this is one thing that I always loved about Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson. Even if those guys are wrong, even Bobby Cox, those guys, Bobby Cox, they always stuck up for their players no matter if they were wrong. This dude was getting picked on the entire game, and we didn't see any emotions with him the entire – we're talking about the entire game. The entire game, nothing. No one came. Not if assistant coach, if he got to go, the assistant coach got to go. Because I saw nobody sticking up for Trey. Nobody. He is the best player on the team. Why the hell are you not defending him? Even if he's wrong, even if Trey is wrong, you got to stick up for your guy.
I remember that little point stretch you was talking about. Yeah, that was right. That was right when Steve Nash had that stuff to say about Trey's game, which Steve Nash didn't really look into context that hell Trey Young got his game from Steve Nash. That's what Steve Nash used to do. And it was the fact that, okay, you didn't stick up for your guys. Like I said, I understand Steve Nash is your boy, but at the end of the day, like I said, you coach it, you got to stick up for your players. And I think that's what this team kind of had it in for Lloyd Pierce because they felt like he wasn't sticking up for them.
Right. And I think that's exactly, for me personally, we're going to bring on one of the Hawks guys. He's done work, but not only, covering the Atlanta Falcons, but the Atlanta Hawks. But he's done some work with the Atlanta Dream, and that's your boy Cookie by Nature, a.k.a. Devontae Hughes, and he can kind of give you guys more insight. Georgia Sports Hospitality Media Group. You guys can follow them on Twitter, but I like I said, I think this is, for me personally, once I saw that he didn't stick up for his guy, we're talking about it's like anybody in the NBA, whether you're a commissioner or you're a head coach, you know what I'm saying? This is like not sticking up for LeBron James. Like LeBron James is the guy in the NBA. If something happened to LeBron, the NBA is going everybody's going to have a problem. So when I saw Lloyd Pierce when Trey was going through that little stretch where he wasn't getting any calls and he was getting picked on, and I saw no emotion, he's literally standing on the sideline with his arm folded, walking back and forth. I was like, bro, are you going to scream? Are you going to talk to the ref? He did nothing. He did nothing at all. So, Devontae, what are your thoughts on this latest firing, dog?
I think it should have happened sooner, man, because as soon as you hear Trey Young, saying things such as we were unprepared for some of the looks the other team were going to give us, that's unacceptable, from a coaching standpoint. If you're going to be outplayed, you can be outplayed. They play 82 games a season. You're not going to win all those games. But to be unprepared is unacceptable. And I thought from the mistreatment of John Collins, there's no way he should be an afterthought. Like I just said on Twitter earlier, this man was scorching hot fire in the third quarter. How in the heck in the fourth quarter this man touched the ball one time? The problem with LP is that he wants to win on his standards. If the hot man, I don't care if the hot man is the two-way player, Skylar Mays. When Skylar Mays was hot, he scored 11 points in 14 minutes. You know what Skylar Mays did? Sit at the end of that dang bench.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
You need to play. You need to play through the players that are playing well. If Kevin Huerter is shooting one for 1,000, he needs to sit on that bench.
Right.
Same for Cam Reddish. I don't care how. I know he has the hype. He's a really hype player. He's really good. He can be really good, but right now he struggles. You need to see what that next man has up. Let's talk about Danilo Gallinari. Danilo Gallinari shoots 2 for 20,000 almost every other night. He can he can be hot. Like that one time he went against the Celtics when he turned to the prime Larry Bird. But the thing is, on every single night, this man can't defend anybody. I don't think he could defend me, and I don't even play basketball. He can't play defense worth a damn. And my biggest problem with LP is we had a top 6 pick in the draft, which happened to be on Yuka Okongwu. This man plays 3 minutes a night. I know he looks kind of lost sometimes, but you can't learn from playing on the bench. We don't have a G League team this year. They opted out. So are you telling me with a short rotation, our top 6 pick can't get in the game? We playing Gallinari at the 5. He can't guard the 4, 5, 3, nothing. So what are we going to do?
He said Gallinari can't guard the water boy.
He can't guard anything.
Yeah, like I said, man, that's basically what we've been saying. Like you said, he doesn't manage these lineups well. Like you said, there'd be stretches where, okay, like earlier in the season, it was stretches where he would be playing Brandon Goodwin like 20-something minutes, and they'd be minus 40 on the damn floor. Bro, you can't think this is Philadelphia. See, like I said, he fell victim to the expectations because this was a make or break year for him, regardless if they'd have been winning or not.
Mm-hmm.
They spent that money this season. That's the thing. They went out and got Bogdanovich, Gallinari, Rondo, who's been just absolutely trash.
Oh my God!
Like you got to play through the guys. Then if Skylar Mays, unfortunately on a 2-way contract right now, is playing well, you need to go find him some rotation minutes. Hell, if he got to be the backup point guard, then he's the backup point guard. I don't care what his contract say. Mm-hmm. Gallinari, if Gallinari can't hit a shot, can't hit nothing in the ocean, put Nathan Knight in. He's another 2-way guy. Let him play. But let the guys who've been actually showing you that they are here to stay play. I don't care how much money people make. That's the thing. Like if you're making some money, if you're not playing well, then you need to get out the rotation. I really think Gallinari and Rondo should be traded.
Ooh, wow. So this is a question that I have for you. And do you think that going into the season, because the Hawks brought in Nate McMillan, do you think that they knew from the very beginning that he was not their guy to take them to the playoffs? Because that was an interesting move. Like, why would you bring in a veteran coach with head coaching? He's not a bench coach. This guy he's a legit head coach in this league. So do you think that this was that they knew for a fact that Lloyd Pierce was not the guy to lead them into the next phase of their career?
I think he was always here to help with the development of these guys because they did bring in. I know Nate McMillan was this past season. Before that, they brought in Melvin Hunt, who's also a big proponent of defense, defensive development. But then you got 3 of these guys who are the top 3: so Lloyd Pierce, Nate McMillan, Melvin Hunt. All these guys known for defense and development. The Hawks don't play defense. So it has to be something in the works. They know it's year 3. You got a budding superstar in Trae Young who, when getting called out by someone such as Steve Nash, I know Steve Nash is one of the greatest, but it's still like he capping for Luka Doncic, but putting down Trae Young in the same breath. It don't make sense.
Right.
You need to go after say it. That's your bet. You know what? Lloyd Pierce didn't say nothing to Steve Nash, and they went to college together. You should have said that. You should have came out and said something to Steve Nash.
What we just said, right?
Don't talk about my player like that. That is my player. You ain't finna put his name in your mouth like that. He is one of the stars in his league. He plays just like you. You should have said something, but ain't nobody saying nothing. Every time you see him on the end of it's so annoying to watch the game. And Lloyd Pierce looked like there ain't no sweat on his forehead. He's just been sitting there.
Yeah. I'm personally I don't know. I think it was you that kind of pointed this out the other night, and it was a point during the game that I believe that you tweeted out something but the Hawks didn't know how to beat a 2-3 zone or something like that. Like they had no idea how to do that.
They started the game out in a 2-3 zone. Everybody knows when you go through a 2-3 zone, you need to drive and kick and spread the defense out.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like they were just lost. They couldn't even bring the ball up the court. It's like, come on, these are some veterans. Like, not everybody on this team is a rookie. So you got Trae Young, like third year.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing out there with Clint Capella. Clint Capella has been in this league for some time. John Collins been in the league longer than Trae Young. And then he's starting alongside Tony Snell. He's been in the league for some time. So you're telling me that starting lineup, they may not be the greatest. We telling me they don't know how to beat the 2-3 zone? They looked lost all night. And then, like I said on Twitter earlier, this team and these fourth quarter blunders, it's not just, they didn't make shots. These are correctable mistakes. Why didn't you call a play for this player? Why didn't you make sure this player got open? Why did John Collins not get the ball more in the fourth quarter? He was the hot man. They weren't stopping him. That zone wasn't going to stop him either. He can shoot threes. He got 1 3-point attempt the whole fourth quarter. That's sad. Like
the for me, this is where I get so frustrated with the Hawks is because when you have a power forward, and we saw Tim Duncan and Tony Parker eat this up every year for 10 years plus. What am I talking about? That high pick and roll. And I'd never see the Hawks in that high. I hardly ever. When in crunch time, we don't see these guys in the high pick and roll. We see these guys spread the court and everybody's around the 3-point line. Who, like, at this point,
like,
also that Trae Young needs the ball in his hand, or you think that this is the way that Lloyd Pierce designed this offense?
He designed this offense to be 100% on Trae Young. If Trae Young is having an off night, the entire Hawks team is having an off night. And I think that's a big problem. When this team going into the game looks like some people who play 2K, all they do is hold L1 and run the pick and roll the whole damn game. That's really what it is. Pick and roll. If John Collins ain't there for alley-oop, I pass it to this guy for a 3. That's really what the offense is. Alley-oop or 3. It's so simple to stop. That's what the 2-3 zone stopped.
Because you always got a guy in the box that ain't going, like I said, he can't roll to the basket if you already got a guy in the box waiting on him.
So, and that's another thing when you come back. That's coaching. Okay, I can't run this specific offense. Let me change it up. You have 3 shooters out there starting with, not 3, 4. Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, Tony Snell, who's shooting lights out this season, and John Collins, who's always been shooting 40% from 3.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me you couldn't beat the 2-3 zone with those guys? All night they looked lost. And it's not the injuries. I don't know why people keep saying it's the injuries or we don't got Bogey, we don't got Hunter. I think Bogey and Hunter are fantastic players, but this is the NBA. The players behind them are not these young guys. The players behind them are NBA veterans. It's Solomon Hill. Like, he's been out here. He's one of the people that's been talked about as a locker room veteran. You telling me he don't know how to beat the 2-3 zone? It comes down to coaching. That's it. I'm glad. I'm really. I don't like to come out here and beat up on the man while he's down, but I've been saying it every game this season. I've been going back and forth with the media members who just want to say, "Oh, well, it's the players. Well, it's the players." Lloyd Pierce, one of his biggest problems was lack of accountability. Not one time did he say, "This game is on me." Not one time this season did he say, "This game is on me." He always, Trae and John missed some shots, so they weren't.
What did that sound like? Who did that sound like? What did that sound like? What did that sound like?
They both balled.
Right. Oh my goodness.
That's all I gotta say on that. Hey, man, I agree with you on that, man. This, like I say, they just look lost out there. Like I said, DeAndre Hunter going down didn't make it any easier. Because I see a lot of people in the chat talking about Cam Reddish as far as that. Like you said, we also have to remember this team is young as hell. Like I said, even
Yeah.
if they've been in this league like a couple years, you gotta think most of these guys are not even 24 yet. They're not even 23 yet.
Not
So
everybody's
they
gonna
not.
be LeBron James. Not everybody's gonna be LeBron. Come out of the league. Like even Kobe, he had his struggles his first couple of years in the NBA. So it's not everybody's gonna be LeBron. Not everybody's gonna be Mike. Like you got to give these guys, time to develop. And that's one thing about having a young team and these guys. Trey, like
You
even
also
Trey.
have to lower. You also have to lower expectations as well, because especially with people saying, "Oh well, we need to trade John Collins because you can't pay him, you can't pay Hunter, and you can't pay Reddish." And then so my response was, and this was before the season, Hunter ain't shown me nothing yet. This was his second, third year. Like, give him some time to show that he needs to get paid. He hasn't even got to that option yet. Let's stop, looking at these guys and saying, "Oh, let's look at the draft. Oh, we top 5. Oh, we can bring Jonathan Kuminga in and we can just run with it." They're gonna need time to develop. Not everybody comes into this league and just starts blazing.
Right.
Hell nah. And Weezy B talking about Tristan Thompson for John Collins. No,
Man,
we already got Clint Capella. We don't need Tristan Thompson in here not doing shit.
You can just play Bruno Fernando if you want to do whatever the hell.
Exactly. We got a Tristan Thompson on
doing.
But like I said, he just gave me them Larry Drew vibes. It was like you see him on the side at no emotion. It would be some bogus calls. He's sitting there looking like he got the stank for, like he got the confused look, like he trying to figure out calculus or something. I'm like, nah, man.
Right.
But like Devontae said with that 2-3 zone, like you said, if you're predicating this thing on a pick and roll and somebody switching to a 2-3, wouldn't that tell you to move the damn ball? See, when we talk about Falcons, it's run the damn ball. For the Hawks, we need to talk move the damn ball.
Move the damn ball. Like what are we doing? I've seen, and again, this is just steals. I've just seen steals and pictures where, not even the pictures, this videos where I see the Hawks and every guy, instead of someone moving, we see guys just standing at the line. They standing there. They just standing there watching Trey, watching John, and oftentimes I've seen John get lost in the fourth quarter where he just stands and watch, and one thing that really kind of really, teed me off with Lloyd is that he said this, and I know Devontae, I know you both of you guys remember this, but he stated that everybody in the league know what we're going to do. So why are we going to keep doing the same? Like, huh? Like that's the NBA. That's the NBA. Everybody know what LeBron's going to do, but you still going to call the play for LeBron. You still supposed to call the play for Trey and John. Like, what are we doing?
The question is, can they stop it? Make them stop it. Don't be like, oh, well, it's predictable. So, who are you going to run the ball through? Kevin Huerter?
Hey.
Okay, Style.
Well, where did we hear that from?
Ooh. This is.
He sounds a lot like Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris. Sounds like I don't know if they have brothers or cousins or something, but those guys almost sound exactly the same. Putting all the blame on the players and taking absolutely no responsibility for their faults as a head coach. It's like, as a coach, man, that's one thing for me, especially when it becomes an issue. As far as the numbers in the fourth quarter, man, you can no longer say to yourself that this is a player's fault when you continuously lose in the fourth quarter the exact same way. We're talking almost, and if I could pull up these stats where the Hawks have in the last 12 games or something like that, they have the worst point differential, the point differential in the fourth quarter in the NBA, and they're one of the most, like, this team, they have talent. But when you're losing the exact same way time and time again, that just screams coaching.
You had to make an effort to make some adjustments. They shouldn't come out the same game, every game and look the exact same. I'm literally before this, I just got home from work before this. I said I don't even feel like watching the Hawks anymore. That's how annoying it's been. You watching the game, you feeling good. You like, oh yeah, we're going into the fourth quarter, and you just know, like it feels like I'm watching the Falcons game. It's just basketball now.
Wow.
They can't. There's no defense played at all. You got some players that they happen to be hot night, but oh no, I actually tweeted this before the fourth quarter, mind you. I said, LP, oh no, JC is getting hot. Let's run the offense through somebody else. That's exactly what happened. And another thing, not even just throw this out there. Miss Collins, John Collins' mom, likes all my tweets whenever I be talking crap about Lloyd Pierce. I think that's the funniest part. Every time I say something about John, she like my tweet.
Yeah, there you go talking about my baby.
But that's oh my gosh. And we weren't supposed to go that long, but kind of give final thoughts on this, man. Where each of you guys, like, where do you go from here as just not only the general manager, but as far as like Tony Ressler has made it known, much like Arthur Blank, that he wants to win. He's not in it to lose. He's not in it for first round picks, top 5 picks. He's not in it to that. These guys want to win. So where do you go from here?
I'll let Devontae hit that one first.
I think you have to go for a more established veteran coach. I think a good blueprint to follow is the same thing that New Orleans did when they went and got Stan Van Gundy. The Hawks are going to need their Stan Van Gundy, basically. And I don't know who it is or who's going to be that next hot free agent coach. And I heard Jeff, his brother, has been trying to get back into coaching. So maybe, maybe not. I don't know. They need to find that guy. I do think they could also bring Kenny Atkinson back in the fold, who, when he got fired by the Nets right before they got KD and them. I think that would be interesting because they did talk about him saying that he helped develop a lot of the players, including John Collins when he was here.
So what do you got, K-Style?
Well, like I said, you brought in Nate McMillan. Might well ride him out for the rest of the season just to see what change of energy he can bring to this team. Because what this team look like it just needs a coach that's gonna hold them accountable. Because like I said, about 80% of this roster is under the age of 25. So you're gonna need kind of like a hard-nosed type of coach that can bring the best out of them. Mm-hmm. And I know people still probably talking about I'd rather have Luka Doncic than Trey. I'm gonna be honest with you. It would have been the same thing regardless of who's the damn player.
Right. I mean, they're not doing too great if I'm not mistaken.
See, the thing about Luka would not have fit in Atlanta because Atlanta was not only trying to find a young star, but they needed a young star that was gonna sell tickets here in Atlanta. Luka wasn't gonna do that. Trey is kind of like the box office type of guy for Atlanta. He got the swagger for Atlanta, but in reality, like I said, they just need a more tough coach, tough-headed coach that's gonna hold them accountable, put them on their asses. If you ain't playing well, you sit your ass on the bench.
Right. I think it's a bad comparison whenever people say, "Oh, we should have had Luka Doncic," because Luka Doncic came into a perfect situation in Dallas.
Yes,
his whole team was full of veterans. Trae Young came into this team with Vince Carter starting at power forward at 42 and 38 plus whatever how old he is right now. That's who is his starting power forward. Like we expected him to just take them to the playoffs. His 2 starting centers were Alex Len and Damian Jones. Y'all want to talk about Damian Jones? He just got waived a few days ago. Alex Len got waived first. They both got waived from the teams they signed to this off season. So that's the players he was playing with. The players that can't even keep a job right now.
Yeah, you also had to think that Dallas team was already damn near set. They just needed a player. Shit, we was starting from damn scratch. Motherfucker, you had Damian Lee in this goddamn team. Nobody knew the hell he was.
You give them you giving Dallas Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr. What they had Seth Curry,
Dennis Smith. They had Dennis Smith Jr. as well. So, like I said, that team was good. That team was good. It just needed a little bit more. Then they added Porzingis right after that draft. So
I mean, they're 16 and 16. Like they're 16. Yeah. It's not like he's like a difference maker. He's a star, but it's like he's not a difference maker at this point in his career. Like this is why you have to kind of give these young guys, the benefit of the doubt, because these guys are still learning. Whether you see it or not, a lot of people don't realize like Luka Doncic is learning how to be a leader. Yeah, he can get himself points. Trey can get himself points. Luka get himself a point, but how are you going to, get guys like Cam Reddish? You're going to get Hunter and Collins, these guys, into the game. Like that's what they're learning at this point. So I think at this point it became more so that, a lot like the Atlanta Falcons, there wasn't a lot of accountability from the coach. And when there's a lack of accountability, there's a major problem because you don't want. And I think this is one of the, I got to look at, it forced me to kind of look at John Collins in a different light now because of what I've seen from the head coach. Because I'm thinking, he wants, $160 million, but he had a legitimate argument. The coach had absolutely no idea how to use him. So he's frustrated. Trey's frustrated. Because he's listening to the coach. The coach is telling him to do this, and it's just not working. So those guys are going at each other's throat. They at each other's head. They at each other's neck. And the coach has absolutely no idea what to do. So this had to happen. This had to happen.
And in regards to John Collins, I have to just remind Hawks fans this. They can't play on their rookie contract forever. Mm-hmm. They're gonna want to get paid. John Collins out here averaging 20 and 10, and they don't even run plays for the man. So imagine them actually caring about his usage and his involvement. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but he's really great player. He's one of the most efficient players in the NBA in general.
Right.
Why don't we exploit that? I don't understand it. Like they have Trae Young, John Collins, and Clint Capella. Clint Capella just been having an all-star season.
Oh my God.
They shouldn't.
Oh yeah.
They shouldn't look like how they look, especially with that type of team. That's top three. That could be that's a playoff team. Now I'm not saying they're contenders at all. There is no reason they should be 11th going on 12th. There's no reason for that.
Absolutely. So we're gonna close it, and tonight we have an interview with Matt Carey. You guys can check him out at Twitter. But we're going to have a show tonight, 8:30, do an interview, the state of the Atlanta Falcons. But Devontae, can you give the guys, just let everybody know where they can find you and,
You can find me at Click It By Nature on Twitter. You can follow me there. I always follow back, especially if y'all are a knowledgeable fan and y'all don't argue with nobody. We've been tired of arguments recently. But anyways, definitely follow the whole main hub. Follow at GSHM_group on Twitter. Follow K-Styles. Follow Mad Mike. Follow everybody that you want to talk to, that you agree with, that you love, and you support their content.
Absolutely. So, K-Styles, you got any last closing argument? Because, man, it's ironic to see how much these guys are almost a spitting image of each other. Like, it really is. They really are the splitting image of each other right now. It's crazy. So, let the people know, man.
Oh my goodness, man! Atlanta sports have been taking L's for far too long now.
Oh my God!
We got a soccer team that don't know what they want to do. You let that head coach destroy the damn team. It's crazy. But like I said, you can follow me on Twitter, like I said, at Instagram, Just K Styles. Like I said, subscribe to the Just K Styles channel. Like I said, we're not gonna do just kicking it with K Styles tonight because of the interview we have, but we'll definitely have that going on tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We're not telling you who's gonna be on, but you probably gonna have an idea.
Yeah,
like it's probably just gonna be me, Mike, Jew and got my boy Just J Rock. We're gonna be kicking it with K Styles tomorrow. Um, and like I said, if you want to go ahead and put suggestions in the comments or something, like I said, we might do something different with this show. We're gonna let y'all pick what we talk about.
Right. Exactly.
So go ahead, Mike. That's all I got.
With that being said, man, I never want to, kick a man ways down, but at this point, man, it was just inevitable. He just wasn't I honestly didn't think he was the right guy to begin with. I thought they were taking a chance on a guy that he thought that he liked personally. He had a relationship with Lloyd Pierce, and it just made sense just based on the relationship. I didn't think he was ready to be a head coach, and now we're seeing exactly that. But at this point, for me personally, I think what they have to do is just they got to bring in. They got to see what Nate can do. Can he manage this offense and defense together so these guys can play at their potential? Because Trey is going to get his, John is going to get his, even Clint at this point. I'm baffled at how great Clint Capella is playing right now. This dude is playing out of his damn mind right now. And if anybody on this team deserves a contract first, I believe it's Clint Capella, even over John Collins and even over Trey Young. This dude is balling out of his damn mind. So I want to see what Nate can do mending his offense and defense together, because they are not. You play well on the offense side of the ball, and they play absolutely no defense. So that's what I want to see from the Hawks at this point. Just want to see improvement from offense to defense. So with that being said, you guys check out Cookie by Nature on Twitter, GSHM on Twitter. And you check us out tonight, 8:30, interview with Matt Carey. He will give his thoughts on the state of the Falcons, his way, his opinion. But with that being said, check us out, 8:30. Your boy, man, Mike is out, man. Peace.